Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 63 of Blacklake Cellars. Not much got done last episode. We were a little busy defending against the bug incursion, but here we are with the goals. This episode, I do plan on upgrading the outpost, or at least starting to, boom ranching as well, maybe build a panic room, try to get those done. And let's get going. So first things first, I wanted to address a whole lot of comments. Stepan mentioned that I do have two animals named Zerban. He's been mentioning this continuously, and I figured I could probably rename one of them. So let's go do that now. Check all of the animals. Okay, yep. And name this one Docs. There we go. All set. Another is Sam A. mentioning I ought to have more hospital beds. And that's a fair point. So I finally have the resources for additional hospital beds. So I'm going to fill up the hospital with as many beds as one vitals monitor can empower. Ooh, starvation. Let's get you up and eating. Ekarome mentioned that I forgot to rebuild the door at the choke point. Mostly I just literally hadn't gotten to it, but let me cue that up. Then Federico, well, he mentioned a lot of things. One, that I have no hay. Yes, so I'm going to get the kibble potatoes. Ooh, changing it up. It wasn't rice. I'll get that over here. And then the kibble meat, I believe I made insect only, and this is going to be critical. And then here, we'll make it out of either potatoes or hay and insect meat. And then additionally, I'm going to, and this is a suggestion by Ran Van Dorp, that I change my make chem fuel. I'm going to make chem fuel forever with insect meat. Not jelly. No, that would be very, very wrong. Where am I? Insect meat. I have so much of it, and I'm only going to get more of it. I need to burn through it some way. Federico also mentioned that I ought to light a torch in Leth's room, but I think all of our fallen people could use torches. Just a small token of respect for them all. And that means I can go ahead and cover them back up. I'm going to change this mausoleum, to fit the design of all the others, but that involves... Actually, you know what? I'm going to move it. So it fits the bill. All right. That seems fitting. Federico also mentioned another little tip that I really liked, which is I could, well, let me just build it. I could put a battery pack over here, so if the power ever gets cut, I'm not without power. I like that one as well. So we'll get that going. We, of course, still have a massive amount of very angry mechs over here. And the expanding sphere of dead plants is growing. That's something I'm going to need to address. The elephant in the room, as it is. So I'll try to get that addressed soon. My animals, you guys are all set. Ooh, no, I don't want to unrestrict you. You'll get shot by crazy mechs. Alright, the constant battle music getting a little wearisome, but it happens. Alright, potatoes, and we're getting all set. Awesome. Let's haul some of these potatoes. That all looks good. Now, if I wanted to start to work on the boomalope or the boom rat ranching, I'm going to need to find some boom rats. So there are, in fact, a few here. I will send the normal crew over to go and tend to that. So what I'm going to do is actually leave my Muffalo behind. I want them to go on a different errand. So we'll send Penguin, if it can find him. As you can see, my list is ever growing, and it becomes a little difficult at times. And then also the lovebirds, Dano and Vex. We'll have them go southbound. I am hoping to... Trying to figure out who is assigned to crafting. 0 day you're asleep. What I really need to do is get through a lot of the insect meat for biofuel. That would be ideal. So I am running out of the ability to store it anywhere. What I can do is start to expand the freezer here. So I am going to work on that. As you can see, I'm mining out a fair bit of the mountain. I had started by busting open one of the blocks there, but we got to do more than that. I'd also like to control the pawn that breaks down the, or builds the bed. Oh, man. Okay, so they formed a caravan. That's good. Venting anger on the animals. That was, easy. What? I've never seen such immediate, oh man, that was just glorious. Definitely brought a smile to my face. Alright, so the one worry here is that the amount of people coming in and out of the kitchen might cause my freezer to become warmer than it should. So that's something I have to be careful about. Also, the newly mined out spots are going to be dirty, and that could cause food poisoning. So one thing I could do for now is to suspend all food production to limit the amount of food poisoning I will get while I mine this out. And this expanding under the mountain for minimal effort was a suggestion by Randy. Randy Kirsch, not Randy, the storyteller that is driving this story. Oh, there's some compacted machinery under there too. That's nice. Oh, he's a wimp. Okay, that's why he went down so quick. That makes sense. Mr. Sergio, I need you to build the rest of these beds. Looks like we have a new bionic. An arm. Some of these newer beds, kind of junk quality. So Penguin has arrived here. We've got a lot of things to hunt. I'm going to hunt wild boar and ram initially. I can even hunt the buffalo, the boomlopes rather. They're kind of annoying. They start forest fires. And then tame the boom rats. We do have some kibble over here. I didn't bring home. Oh, yes. We have an unbutchered alpaca as well. And then Vex and Dano. I think Dano ought to be hunting. Just butchering and putting the meat into the hopper. So checking their work priorities. Dano is prioritized to hunt over mine. Vex won't hunt. She has an incendiary launcher. So she'll start to mine some additional stuff. There we go. I just reminded him. And already taming the boom rat. These prisoners are getting pretty close to being recruitable. I guess I ought to find a recipient for this arm. Let's go into numbers and check carrying capacity. Bob the artist. You have the worst carrying capacity given that you have the most damaged arm. So I suppose this will go to you. But, you are an artist, but you don't do dumb labor, and you're a slowpoke. So you're probably a bad choice. You're infirm, Sergio. You're demented. But you are our constructor, so... I also, at one point, had a goal to make him bionic. So adding more bionics to him, why the hell not? So far, the freezer has been able to keep up with the demands of the air conditioners, which is good. I say so far because that might change. You never know. And what I'm going to start to do is to immediately use this additional space. And then I'm not mining out to the edge because I want to double insulate as much as I can. So some places are not so double insulated, but they will be. Once we line this. It's a rather large construction project, that's for sure. It's a good way to make some sandstone as well. Now, I haven't forgotten about our ship problem. It's starting to generate its own snow. Oh, man. And then looking back here, it looks like whatever bugs didn't get butchered are now spoiled. So I'm going to cremate corpses, do forever for rotten animal corpses, just so that we can get rid of these corpses everywhere. Yeah, that's really pretty. That's a really nice addition. So I'm going to have to open this. And I'm just going to assign Wolf so that we can get her buried. All right, Wolf. Should have had Jarrett do this, because... Actually, you weren't bothered by seeing her corpse. I don't know why. This old sarcophagus has to go. I might need to expand my chem fuel storage. Given, yes, I definitely do. Given how much I'm generating through insect meat, we are already overflowing into the general storage, which is bad. Definitely want to avoid that. Alright, we got a boom rat. Very nice. Looks like there's more huntable wildlife. This is a female boom rat. I believe I already had a female. If I could find it. No, we had a male. Alright. No, that's a boomalope. I'm trying to... Oh, yeah, we had another female. Our flak jackets aren't really getting processed here. They require cloth that I don't have. But I guess if we're making bionics, that's fine. So, Sergio, you have a bionic arm. Awesome. Now his manipulation is only barely weakened due to his consciousness. Look at the surplus storage I have. It's fantastic. And then I don't have enough to sterilize this kitchen, but I can throw down some concrete in the interim. And here it looks like it was sandstone tile. And I think I need to allow for the construction of any stone blocks again. And if I'm being smart about the light, I'd move it a little bit. And it looks like the temperature hasn't wavered really at all. So the additional area is pretty good. We'll see it in summertime if I need to add to it. But for now, it's all reading 5x5. And then we're going to start hauling the rice and potatoes in there as well. So what I'll do is I'll shrink the zone here. And what I need to do is I'll move all the food first, and then I need to do priority zones, as was suggested before by, I think it was Ivy Greenleaf. Looks like we are getting a good harvest going. So this is my rotten animal corpses. Okay. Gonna have Wolf start doing it. Just to try to get through that backlog. We'll have plenty of chem fuel. They won't move it, though. This must be important. No, this is normal quality. They should eventually haul it away. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do until I have 500 now. And that way we can lay off of the crazy queue here. If I had hay, I'd go and process it all, but I don't really have hay. With Psychic Soothe, and it's not here. It's for over here. Oh, that's fine. Still getting some hunting done. And mining. Now, another thing I wanted to do is to send out a trade caravan. So let's go and find our best person for that, which would be in stats for trade price improvement. Lenka or Luna? Is there a reason why not to send Lenka? Because she doesn't move very good. And she'd probably rather sleep with Velix, so I'm going to send Luna. And yeah, I lose out a little bit on trade price improvement, but that's not that big of a deal to me. Also, Luna's going to be way more capable defending herself if she gets waylaid by enemies. And we'll bring all of the Muffalo. And then I'm going to bring all of the insect jellies. And what else? Some of the miscellaneous small stacked leathers, because they'll almost never be manufactured into clothing. And there's probably a lot else to bring as well. Hops, smoke leaves. Have a bunch of corpses. Yeah, they're in my cannibal corpse room. I was wondering about that. I was like, wait, when did I have corpses? I guess tattered shield belts. Flak vests that are damaged. And I also have some silver to bring. I don't think I'm going to need any additional buying power. I also have some Thrumbo horn, don't I? Somewhere? I thought I had. Maybe I don't. Okay. Yeah, maybe I don't. We will bring some NPM or packaged survival meals, way more than we need, and maybe 1,000 kibble, because we can also sell kibble too, and send her on her way. And if I zoom in and set her food to anything, so she'll be able to eat the NPM. Or maybe I'll do a new food restriction. Let me do that. I'll just call it travel meals. And this will be packaged survival meals. And you will be on travel meals. And that way it more stands out to me. Alright, looking good. Another thing that occurred to me is Menmi ought to have a bed that allows her good rest. So let's try to find her. She is in a good bed. I'm going to reassign her, because she is now our dedicated crafter, to a better bed. So we can get more crafting out of her. And here's another bionic arm. And we have a lot of haulers helping to haul. That's great. We actually have a surplus of, not a surplus, but some beer and psychite tea for the first time in a long time, and due to this glorious harvest here. We're also getting through some of the buggies that we wanted killed. What is... I have 300 wood? Alright, I don't have a whole lot of wood spare. Got to keep that in mind. And there's not a lot of hunting going on here. We're working on it, though. Penguin hasn't been able to tame any more of these boom rats. Come on, Penguin. I guess they're kind of squirrely, no pun intended, so they can be a little challenging to tame. So Luna's on her way with a lot of stuff to trade. Whole lot of surplus. Did I forget about... No, I think I did trade away those Thrumbo. So never mind. I'm just mistaken. Now, I'm trying not to eat insect meat. Wow, we went through all that beer. Well, we ought to have a lot of good moods now, I suppose. That is a short circuit event that almost took Sergio out. The backup batteries were on the same network because this one broke. So that's kind of a pain. Oh, yeah, Griffin. Okay, Poppy, you be unrestricted for a moment. Big explosion. It really took out a considerable amount of the walls. Alright, so we've arrived. We can go ahead and do the trading that we wanted to do. So let's see. That is more money than they have the ability to... here we go. Getting a whole lot of cloth. Our armor production was bottlenecked by the lack of cloth that we had, so that's exciting. They have a prosthetic leg. Maybe buy some plasteel. It's super expensive, but always good stuff. Okay. Looking to see if there's anything really nice or important. Art or something that I shouldn't overlook. But this all looks about right. Okay. And I have some kibble that I can sell. I'm not going to sell them all of it. I need to make a return trip, but I'll sell 800. That is a big trade right here. 40 components, 91 Nuturamine. Okay, great. I feel good about that trade. That cloth will help for the vests, the jackets rather, the flak jackets that I want. It looks like this is just about all set. We're also bringing home some silver, which is going to allow us to floor more sterile area. If we look here, it is clean, but not sterile. It's not even close to being sterilized. We should also probably unsuspend the fine meals. and that will prevent the power being unfortunately cut. Or not prevent it, but will mitigate the potential damages to cut power. And then I'm just moving the power generation away from turrets in the kill box. We're going to need that one. More social fighting. Knocked him out. Almost bit his head off? Are you kidding me? Yikes. I'm gonna make you rescue him. That was, well, that's a fight. Someone must, it depends, could you tend to this? What's crazy is he even has a plasteel advanced helmet. He's like the only one with it, and almost got his head bit off regardless. Which seems a little crazy to me. Checking in over here. There is more ambrosia to harvest. What about up here? Yes. Okay. Maybe Rarby would be a good person to send down there. Let's go and do that. Rarby was the farmer. Now she doesn't have one arm, so she'll be failing a whole lot less, which is cool. And I have a teeny little Scyther mech raid heading here. I'm glad it headed to the outpost that is almost unoccupied, as it's not going to have such a detrimental effect over here. Alright, Vex, you really don't have a weapon to deal with this. Neither you, Penguin, but... Come on, stop hitting the off turret. There we go. Chase Penguin, come on. Penguin smash! Alright. Well, that was exciting, given that these turrets got almost fully destroyed. I have no idea how they didn't get destroyed, but I'll take it. Every little win. Alright, manipulation. Let's go and check that stat. Stats. Manipulation speed is what I would like to find. Work. Health. It'd be in health. Manipulation. Alright. This is a good way to find who needs an arm. 0 days manipulation is low because he has one kidney. He's stoned. Oh, he's just stoned. That's the problem, is sometimes it's misleading. Kritos. Your manipulation is a little low because you have one lung. See, these just aren't things that I can solve very easily. I think I need to just go through one at a time like this and check people that have injuries that can be solved by, like, Camassia. Alright, so you want checking your health. You could use a right finger. Okay. Install the right arm. And I think what I'm going to do is change the Priority to leg, not arm. I think we have more damaged legs out there now. Okay, the caravans are resting. They're almost home, though. How is my... Oh, yeah. The chem fuel surplus is growing for sure. 0 days seeing to that. He'd be a little bit faster at this if he wasn't high and wounded, but you know how it is. Sometimes the best you can do is high and wounded. Alright, Luna has arrived. She arrived by taking off her shirt. And Rarby arrived. Okay. Ooh, and Vex is throwing a party at the outpost. Nice. Now, I haven't really upgraded the outpost, even though I said I would try. So I think what I need to do is, if I really... Ooh, we have way too many hops that are unrefrigerated. I'm trying to work on the beer, but if I really want to move beer over to the outpost, I need to not use beer as a... or really not use beer as a mood modifier, so that we can actually get some beer. We're producing it now, obviously, but it will take a little bit of time. I might even need a second brewery. But we just don't really have someone full-time cooking. That's, I think, the issue. Caribou wants revenge on a minigun. Good luck with that. One thing that could speed up the brewery... Oh my god, that is really turning into snow. Is to put the... I think... We're dropping the wort on the floor, but put hops here. That's going to be ugly. So I'm going to put hops here. In the spare shelving. And it won't let me haul it. Important and normal. Someone should figure it out. Okay, Wildman's doing it. It's because the moment I queued it up, they started doing it. Oh, we got the caskets done. That's exciting. And now we ought to do this a little bit faster. We don't have to travel very far. These caribou are very vengeful, aren't they? And very dead, too. Okay, yeah, that definitely sped things up a bit. Gonna add some more casks. So we can make even more beer. And then I think, let's see, other things to work on. So we did bring home a bunch of silver. don't know how much of this we'll be able to sterilize, but I'll try to sterilize as much as I can. It's definitely wreck hour, you can tell. It fills up. Now, some of the tiles here and here I don't think will be able to be replaced. They're too much inside of the NPM. So without destroying our NPM machine, we're not going to achieve a perfect 0.6 sterility in here, but that's fine. It's a huge kitchen, so the larger your kitchen, the more blood it needs to become less sterile. Cole, you need a gun. You got knocked out. Where are you, Cole? Man, he is still super screwed up. He has a bad back, too. That's something I can definitely attend to. Make a spine. Alright, now we're starting to burn up. Corpses don't really matter. Oh, 2 more thrombo. That's wonderful. Let's go ahead and immediately engage the thrombo. I'm not going to waste any time here. Oh, sweet. Free plasteel. Oh, who's this? A bear that we just dropped. I also don't have the bowler cap that I was supposed to make. Let me cue that up. Make that out of panther fur. Sorry, Thrumbo. This is not a fight you're gonna win. I know. It is rigged against you. Life ain't fair sometimes. Ooh, wow, this all filled up so fast. I'm curious why we haven't hauled stuff out of that. Come on, Endolos. Aggro the Thrumbo. And this Thrumbo definitely doesn't want a manhunt. I don't know why. There we go. About time. Alright, so the bull hat is done. Much like this one. Drekintosh is going to get it. So we'll put it here. Actually, what did I call this? Leth's armor. Trek's hat. Kritos, time to run. Uh-oh. This is Thrumbo coming in. It is coming in. Okay. Don't hit crit. Run, crit, run. It's kind of hilarious. Not planned well. Oh, someone's getting a new leg. Nice, some lightning too. Alright, crit went down. There we go. The messiest hunt ever. Oh, man. Sorry, crit. You'll get a new leg. Can't help you with that lung, though. Alright, someone needs to tend to you. Depends. Let's go ahead and do it. Am I working on a leg? Let me make the leg first. And for now, crit, I will give you a peg. I know, not glorious, but we'll have to do. The swamps are drying out. I think this, I can leave that intact. This one's almost done. They're almost done expanding outwards. I do plan on reclaiming a lot more territory if I can with moisture pumps, but I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to do it piece by piece. And here I think what I can do is to allow for plant matter of hops. As long as it's a lower priority than the rest of our kitchen. And we have a brand new recruit, which I think will, once I set her up, mark the end of this episode. So you, Shaman, you are... Brawler. I think is your defining trait. You're greedy. That's not going to really do wonders for us. And then your work restrictions. I guess you like wardening? I don't know, I'll put you on wardening. Couldn't hurt. Doing something you're passionate about, although I really only have one prisoner left. It's likely to be a life of hauling and cleaning. Ooh. Well, that's fortuitous. Alright guys, so like I said, this episode's over. I tried to start boom rat ranching. I only really got one boom rat out of it. I'll have to name that boom rat next episode. If you all have feedback for me, questions of any type, just let me know. I obviously had a bunch of tips that I went over at the start of this episode. So if you have any meaningful, you think impactful tips for me, drop me a line and I'll have to catch you all next time. Thank you all for watching. Adios.